As a result, I am very quickly moved for 6 months to be the number one female creator on LinkedIn in Greece. My name is Filipova. I'm a business advisor and a coach, and I'm the founder and CEO of Change Advisory. This is a company through which I help individuals and businesses in the financial sector to introduce and deliver digitization initiatives, change of business model. I help them upscale and train their staff, and I help them coach their executives. I also work with individuals who are stuck in their career. They want to change, but they don't know how. I give them opportunity and strategies to grow in the corporate ladder or find opportunities outside of the corporate life, the way I did find these opportunities. Before that, I was the COO of Citibank Treasury and Trade Solutions in Asia, which is a 3 billion business covering 16 countries. 2 of them are India and China, more than 10,000 employees, a huge business, very, very interesting work. So when I went and decided to leave the corporate world, I just didn't have a plan of what I'm going to do. And also, I thought that while I'm working, I can't do anything that is a side interest. And that was a big mistake. So now, knowing what I did wrong, I try and help people not make these mistakes. So I left Citibank in 2021. And I started giving pro bono lectures in different universities in my home country and in Europe. I did my first TEDx talk. And then in 2022, I started my podcast. And I interview people who have done a career transition, entrepreneurs and other interesting people, and they share advice of how they did it. I started coaching. Then I started advising companies. And it was all kind of erratic here and there without a particular plan. And then basically last year, I said to myself, okay, I have to now make a plan. I mean, I've been 25 years in a business, in a huge business, and I've been making strategy and making budgets and goals and sales goals and whatnot. And I'm sitting here and I'm not doing this for myself. I was thinking, what a shame. That's not me. And then I said, well, how can I do that faster? I don't want to try and fail to find the right way. And this is what led me to Dent and KPI. So the podcast has been amazing in terms of finding potential clients, people getting to know me, broadening my network, because the people I interview are people that are interesting. They've made a change. They're curious. They explore things. They fail and get up again and try again. I didn't have a great strategy in the beginning, but then I started thinking, okay, how shall I monetize it? How shall I make it even better? I went from only audio to video. Now I'm fine-tuning the message and trying to engage the audience a little bit and aiming even bigger, more interesting guests so I can grow it further. I managed to grow it to 25,000 subscribers.
25,000 subscribers, not downloads, but people who've actually subscribed. That's phenomenal in such a short time.
You know, the funny thing was the first year, what I did was I had an audio podcast, and I have heard that it's good to have it on YouTube. And I created this little video file, which is the picture of me, the picture of the guest, and, talking and something moving on the screen. So that was my video for the first year. And I didn't even look at YouTube. And then one day I went into YouTube and I saw that I have 1,500 subscribers. And I was like, oh, wow. So that works. So I said, okay, now I have to do video.
Tell us about lead generation. What's come as a result of the podcast? I know you're doing some cool things with LinkedIn.
To start on LinkedIn, you have to be very intentional. It's not just like posting something for the sake of it. You have to know how the game is played on LinkedIn and what works, what doesn't work. There are certain topics on LinkedIn that work. Recruiting, jobs, how to be promoted, anything about career, culture. These are topics that work. And even if you are not in that area, I'm not a recruiter, I'm not an HR, but I have an experience working with people, promoting people, mentoring people. That's something that I could talk about with authority in details and give actionable advice. And in LinkedIn, people come because they want to find advice, they want to find help so they can find a job or grow in their career. The majority of content that works for LinkedIn is educational and inspirational. 4 years ago, maybe, or even 2 years ago, LinkedIn worked with a selfie and a text. And that doesn't work anymore. LinkedIn has become much more visual, much more sophisticated. Video is coming on the platform. In terms of what type of posts work, maybe 6 months ago, cheat sheets or infographics were the things that made people grow. These days, it is carousels. So if you want to say the 7 ways to be promoted, you can create a carousel. So do that every second day and you're definitely going to grow. One thing that people ignore when they go on LinkedIn is how powerful it is to comment on other people's posts. And that's actually the one thing that shows your name around. You choose number of big creators and creators at your level, and you start commenting, start building relationships. And over time, that accelerates and you create a great group of people around you and you help each other, you discuss trends, talk about the algorithm. There's certain rules that apply that you would not know if you don't communicate and talk with some of the big creators. You always have to analyze what works for other people, what doesn't work, why certain creator is growing, why certain creator is not growing. It is a job. Consistency is very important. I have been posting for the last year every single day, 365 days a year, even on Christmas, every single day. And that's now became part of my DNA. If I don't have a post on LinkedIn, I just feel that as if I haven't done my job today.
Do you schedule those or do you batch them? What's the process?
When I have a little bit more time and a little bit more inspiration, I can do a batch of 1 week. Sometimes during the week, I find something else or something else comes on the platform and it's interesting. People are looking to find tech information about that. So then I change. But it's always around the topics. I said different angles of the topics. I post carousels every second day and inspirational posts. On Friday, I do something like a more light and fun. Saturday and Sunday are very good days because people spend time reading. And on Sunday, I usually use it for my pitching, for my community, for my podcast, for free masterclasses I do to collect leads. As a result, I am very quickly moved for 6 months to be the number 1 female creator on LinkedIn in Greece. Okay, let me talk about a waitlist campaign. This is something I learned in Dent and I implemented it, and it did help me open my paid community. I started thinking about my community in July. And by end of July, I have created my waitlist on the Score app. For the next 2 months, August and September, I started adding the link to the waitlist in every single post in LinkedIn, every single one. And every Sunday, I would write a piece which was talking about some of the problems I overcome and the issues I had leaving the corporate world. And then I would say, if you have the same issues and I can help you with them, and this is my community. And I created a list there were 200 people on the wait list for about a month. That helped me a lot to open my community because on the day it opened, people already were signing up for it. This was a light bulb moment. It was such an easy way to have leads. And I never did it before. It was such a waste of my time. I'm so happy I learned that. So now I want to maximize on this and use it again because it absolutely works. My community is now opened. We started mid of September and it's going very well.
And what's the format of that community?
I offer 4 sessions a month. So one session is a masterclass, and I invite somebody who is from the corporate world or entrepreneur, or maybe somebody who was on my podcast, and they talk about how they left the corporate world or how they grew their career. So they have a presentation first for 30 minutes, and then everybody can ask questions. And these are people who you can't just talk to regularly, right? So the VP of MasterCard in Asia, or Visa head for Europe. Then I have a session on how to grow LinkedIn presence. I share the techniques I used and help people develop their profile, learn about how to post. And also I invite from time to time big creators who I'm friendly with to help. The third session is on just question and answers, Q&A. Anybody can ask me anything they want. Again, 1 hour. And the last session is on the many opportunities the creators economy offer and how things work. And anything that people are interested in when they're thinking about leaving a corporate world. The biggest change for me was that before, every failure, every roadblock, I would really feel like a personal failure, and I would be very, very upset for days, and I was in a negative mood, thinking, oh my goodness, I will never do this, and it was wrong. I shouldn't have left. I can't do this. These were thoughts that I had before. Now I don't have these thoughts. I just know that I'm going to do it. Every day there is some problem or another that you have to solve, sometimes bigger than other days, but I never lose faith. And I always think, oh no, I will do it. I go back and think, oh, I did these 3 things. So how can I not do this, right? It's not possible. And I know so much more. I know that there is always a way to go out of a situation. And I have a great network. I have a great network which I can approach, and I know that they will save me.